Welcome to the Embrace Strength podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Crocker. I am an experienced trainer and active life professional. I work with people who are struggling with nagging pain to get back to the activities they love without fear of re-injury. This podcast is here to educate and provide value to you on all things health, fitness, staying active, and personal development. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome back to the pod. If you listened to my last episode, I announced the one-on-one coaching giveaway that I'm doing in my business that I'm super pumped about. And today I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and talk about who should apply. So just to go into some details again, in case you missed the last episode about like what the giveaway is. So I'm giving away $10,000 worth of one-on-one coaching, and the details are one person's going to win a full 8 months scholarship of custom programming and nutrition coaching. And you might be thinking, okay, why 8 months? Because out of the over 600 clients that I've coached in my 13 years of coaching, this is the average amount of time it takes for somebody to achieve a true transformation, right? Like somebody who wants to see lasting results that they maintain. This is the amount of time it takes. So that's why I decided on the 8 months thing. And then to the rest of the applicants, there will be partial scholarships given for either one-on-one nutrition coaching, for one-on-one custom programming, or if you want to do both, you can get a partial scholarship to both. So a little bit more detail of what one-on-one coaching includes. You're like, what is that? What's involved? So for the custom programming, the initial onboarding process looks like a full assessment, flexibility and mobility, strength testing to see where your body is right now. Where is your starting point? What is your body's needs? And I make a custom program based off of, yes, your assessment results, but also your, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Your assessment results, but also your goals, okay? So I try my best to do a mix of, okay, yes, your body needs this stuff, but also your program has to be relevant to your goals, and it has to be something you enjoy too and fit into your life, right? So I will only give you a program that you're confident you can do. So if you're like, hey, I can really only commit 3 days a week, this amount of time, that's what I'll write your program for, right? But if you're, on the opposite end, if you're like, I could do 4 or 5 days or whatever, the program looks like how you need it to look for your life and something that you can be consistent with. That's super important to me, like consistency above all else. And we start there. So and then beyond that, we have weekly check-ins where we're touching base every week. How are you feeling? How are you sleeping? How's your program going? I review your form check videos, give you feedback there if needed. And once a month, we have a check-in call just for another touch point to see, okay, how are things going? What's coming up for the month, things like that. Weekly program adjustments, and then you have Monday through Friday messaging access to me if anything comes up before your next check-in. So that's the deal for custom programming. And if you're somebody who's never worked with a coach virtually before and only in person, I will tell you my custom programming clients who work with me online get better results than my in-person clients because they're more consistent, because you're able to do it on your schedule, on your time frame, and we make it fit into your life, right? It's not just this one appointment you have to show up to, or, we're limited by space availability or, whatever. So I just wanted to also add that in there. If you're like, I don't know about virtual, I will tell you my virtual clients get better results than in person. Okay. And then moving on to, okay, what's nutrition coaching like? So for the nutrition coaching to get started, we do a nutrition audit. And so this is where you're going to track your food in some capacity for 5 to 7 days. And I will do a review of, okay, what's currently happening. I'll review the questionnaire, hear about your past, your goals, what you're struggling with, all of that. And so I'll review that and do your audit. And then I'll make a custom strategy based on, what's going on right now in your history and like where we should start. I try to find the things that are going to be the big rocks, like I say. So, okay, what are the things that we can start implementing that are going to yield the, quickest progress, right? So I try to get us some quick wins right away. We set some targets or things to focus on that is like realistic to you, and build up some momentum from there. And similar to programming, we'll check in weekly. How are things going? And I will say that with nutrition stuff, it's a lot of mindset things we are also talking through. So mindset stuff is a big part of nutrition as well. And also, oh my gosh. Sorry, my brain's going crazy. Okay, maybe it'll come back to me. But those weekly check-ins and once a month check-in calls for a closer touch point. I'll make adjustments to our plan if needed. We will do habit tracking. You have Monday through Friday messaging access to me. And that is kind of where we start with nutrition coaching. And so those are like the nitty-gritty details if you're like, okay, like what does it include? But a big part of my coaching is it's not just about, one specific aspect about like your fitness or your nutrition or whatever. We talk about it all: your mindset, your stress, your diet, obviously, your sleep, how are you feeling like as a person, things like that. Because it's all relevant to how your body feels day to day and all of that jazz. So let's see here. Okay, so that was the main thing I wanted to cover there. And honestly, we're at 7 minutes. I think that's it for this one. I'm going to post another podcast tomorrow and talk about like what type of person should apply for the giveaway. So today's a little more practical with like, okay, like what does the giveaway include? What's the process? Tomorrow I will talk about the type of person who should apply for this. So come back tomorrow. If you want to go ahead and apply for the giveaway, the link is in the show notes, and the applications are open through Thursday. So get your application in. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.